everybody. This is Soul Therapy Radio with Ruby and Terra, and we have an in-studio guest today, Miss Latira. Am I not Latira? Yes, Latira Ford, the author of Baby Love. We will be talking to her a little later about her book, about her, and definitely about today's topic. Today's topic is entitled "But I Don't Always Know Best." Trying not to lie with you. I can always. Share the video. If you feel any of this information resonates with you or is beneficial, please be sure to share it. Welcome comments, welcome questions. I need the phone number. Michael, do you have a...
Trading for that bottle of $2.
You sure can. No, you were not. Hey Monique, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, we appreciate you. You know, we do what we can. We talk about what we can. I'm actually gonna try to not stay in the way too much so y'all can see the Latira. That's Mike. I showed you.
No, I just work the boys. You put your own show, girl.
Well, he works the boys. Like he said, I produce my own show.
Right, I never.
He the key grip.
That's all.
He just tell me when to talk and when to stop talking.
You want headphones? You do it?
Oh, phone number 678 383 2553. Is that right?
678 3232339.
Oh. 2
678 383 2339.
Oh, I was 2 3. No, okay, I think I was off. Hello.
This is not regular.
Okay. Hello. Hello, back. Can you hear me now?
Just say your ABC.
You need mine to see if you can hear. Good morning, y'all. I would like to be a guest to speak on my project I have about self-love and cosmetic surgery. Yes, we are. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Soul Therapy Radio with Ruby and Terra. And we'd like to welcome you to another episode in which we will be discussing what mothers couldn't tell us or have the knowledge of telling us, because mothers don't always know best. And we also have a special in-studio guest, Miss author Latira Ford, and we were talking with her about her book and what it's about. Her book is called Baby Love, so we'll definitely get more into that. And once we come back to the show, we'll get into this topic because it's definitely one that needs to be discussed. So we'll catch you in a little bit back here on Soul Therapy Radio with Rubi and Terra on Power 108.9.
Wherever she start out, whichever way the song goes.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was like, hey, he's like, no. Right. Yeah, I do. Hello, everybody. So, when we come back, we'll basically just go. I guess we'll start with you, and then you just talk a little bit more about what we'll be talking about. Something.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
And then, since you are the mother of us too,
Yeah. And I am the only mother.
Yeah.
Oh, Ruby, you don't have kids?
No, I ain't got no kids.
Don't be saying that.
I don't got no kids. If I had kids, I'd have to share my ice cream. And that's not gonna happen.
I have to show my ice cream.
Share it.
Look,
I have to share my ice cream.
look. If that's all it took for me to be extra responsible,
Okay.
some people out here have kids and no, they didn't want them.
So you've never shared your ice cream before?
No.
Are you serious?
Hold on, we're talking the same thing.
No, we not talking.
I'm talking about real ice cream. Like,
Never mind. We go back to the show. They're mama. Women always know best. Live on Soul Therapy Radio. Mama went way further than now. Like, really back
Thank you very much for doing that.
Yes.
I had one sip.
That's
Already tripping. Alright, y'all ready?
We pre-game. We pre-game.
and we're back to Soul Therapy Radio with Rubi and Terra, and we are discussing today, mothers don't always know best. So if you all follow me and Terra, you know that Terra is the mother of the two. So we're gonna go ahead and let her give her, input about this particular topic. So Terra, come on now.
Well, I am excited to be back on the show. It's been a few weeks since we were live with you guys, and we're always discussing topics that I feel like people are afraid to discuss, maybe a little bit of hush-hush. And I don't know about y'all, but I grew up in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and confronting or challenging or voicing your opinion as it relates to the appearance, specifically your mother, was a no-go. So as a child, I think a lot of us grew up where we may have felt like something that was being shared with us was inappropriate or wasn't right for us, or it was the information just felt off, like this doesn't make sense, or maybe it was even a contradiction based on what you were saying.
Exactly, right.
But you didn't have a voice. You couldn't voice. You using your voice was deemed disrespectful.
Talking back.
You're not being heard. And so, here I am almost 40 years old, and now coming to a point of realization of my mother didn't always know this, but I didn't have a voice to be able to say that.
Right.
And still, I know people current day that still don't really know how to say, Mom, that's not right for me. And so you kind of go hush hush. And once again, almost 40, your voice still isn't heard. So we're discussing today when our mother didn't always know this and how that actually impacted or affected our lives, good, bad, or ugly.
Right. And then another thing that we also have to consider is the fact that she didn't know best simply because she didn't know.
Right.
And it's just like, well, if her mother didn't teach her any better, then it basically just continues, this cycle of nobody trying to learn better or figure out what's better in order to pass that down and share that with us. You know, of course, now with mental health and emotional health being now in the forefront of things, then you know people are now more aware of self-care and breaking cycles, but the problem that you run into is not knowing how to break cycle or where to break cycle. It's just your mom told you to do this, your mom told you to do that, and it has a lot to do. Even let's say, for example, religion. Just because your mom, you know, took you to church faithfully every Sunday, did you really enjoy being there? But of course, you're not gonna say anything because then you're gonna get slapped in the mouth. Because I got slapped in the mouth many times. But you know, or some repercussion you got to deal with, but you didn't say anything because you were being disrespectful. Not only were you disrespecting your mom, you were disrespecting God, you were disrespecting family, you were disrespecting church. So now you grow up thinking you this disrespectful child, right. And then you are an adult, and people wonder what's wrong with you.
Right, you still haven't learned how to communicate, effectively communicate your wants, your needs, your desires, because we didn't get to make choices as children. Right. We were told what to do. Hindsight is 2020. I look back and reflect, and a lot of us weren't necessarily raised by our mothers, were controlled. And that was
control. Did y'all hear?
Controlled by our parents, our mother, for sake of the topic. But that's what they were taught to keep. In order to be seen as a good mother or a good parent, it was on how well you controlled your children.
Right.
Their thoughts, their opinions, their choices, and if that child were to step outside of that box, you were seen as a bad parent.
Exactly.
Oh, now we got a generation of children who are like, I got a voice, I'm going to use it, I'm going to say what I like, what I don't like, and here's the flip. Now you're still seen as a bad mother because you've given your child the voice. Mm-hmm. They're not in line, you can't control them.
Exactly. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all parents control y'all or raise y'all?
Listen, join in on the topic.
Right.
678-383-2339, power 108.9.
Yes, definitely comment with your answer, call in with your answer. We want to know, do you feel like you were raised or do you feel like you were controlled? And when we come back, we're going to let Miss Latira chime in on whether she feels she was raised or if she was controlled. But we definitely want to know what you all think. Make sure you come back. Soul Therapy Radio with Ruby and Terra here on Power 108.9.
Still had 3 more minutes.
Huh?
Still had 3 more minutes.
Oh, we did? Oh.
I think when I said the phone number,
yeah,
it cues you in your mind. This is all.
Hello, everybody.
That was a interesting way.
Yeah, I thought that was really something to think about.
I've had to learn that. Raising my oldest son has been the thing to go. You really gotta reflect on how you were raised and what you were instilled.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, of course, with you being a mother, you have insight that I won't ever have.
Right. Well, it's a lot of reflection. It's a lot. We just talked about this a couple days ago. When I made the connection to some things I was doing with my oldest son, they were a direct reflection of what was done with me. And it was that aha moment, that click, like, whoa. And where does that come from and why? And a lot of times it's subconscious when you realize you're doing it.
Learn because that was your experience.
That was your experience. Right.
And then, you know, too, when you think about it, as far as being controlled, then you grow up needing those particular boundaries as an adult, and it's just like, okay, now I'm out here, and I'm not technically being
Nobody
controlled.
What to do anymore.
Right. And now you are here.
I got him out of it real early when he used to ask me, hey Dad, how does this look? You know, like yesterday he said, he's 20, he asked me this yesterday, he said, is this shirt too real? I said, look, you gotta wear it. I mean,
right.
You gotta make that decision. It's not up to me, and I did him like that at an early age. Right? You gotta make the decision.
Right, power of choice lies with you.
Yeah.
I'm just here to kind of make sure
guide
you
you.
right.
You ain't out here blowing stuff up, shooting stuff up.
Right. A little structure here or there, not letting them go too far off, to the left in which they are making decisions that cause them harm, but still allowing them to make the decisions. We didn't get that. I don't know about you.
I didn't.
We didn't get to make no choices. It was
Mom
what
said,
I
you don't eat this chicken, but I don't like chicken. Do you want to eat?
Right.
Well, yeah. So, can I get some hot sauce?
And you better sit at the table till it's all done.
Right. Girl, that was another thing I had to learn. It was when I was young, I used to always get more food than I could really more food than I thought I was gonna eat. And then if it was anything left on that plate, you better eat that food. But I'm not home. My mom would go in the kitchen, get the biggest spoon she could find, and make sure she would basically pretty much feed me until the rest of that food was gone. Girl, do you know how quick that broke me? I'm gonna get a little bit, and if I want some more, I'll come back. But
We're gonna come back with that.
welcome back to Soul Therapy Radio with Ruby and Terra, and today we are discussing that mother doesn't always know best. Now, before we went to commercial, we did ask a question because Terra brought up a really good point about when you were child, were you raised or were you controlled? And Terra, did we have anybody that actually chimed in over there?
Family to the way that we as African slaves were told or forced our people into the compliant stance, I'm reading to the side, of obedience. And so really talking about how that control strategy or mechanism or technique, it dates back to slavery. And how we were, we had to, I think our parents felt as though they had to keep in control of us in order to save us, in order to protect us. And then that just kind of got passed down the line. And I think somewhere along the lines got blurred.
And it became a way of
even though in hindsight,
that's an excellent point. Thank you for that input. I'm not sure who that was, but go ahead and shout out real quick.
for life. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And
I would say that I think that I was raised, and I say that because I was looking that my mother was someone who was really open to listening to my point of view, and I would have to do what she said to do because she's making the decision for me.
Right.
But she definitely taught me how to communicate my feelings in a respectful way in order to not be disrespectful. Say, hey, you know what? I disagree because, or I feel this way because, or I feel like I should have the opportunity to do this because she knew that, I think she knew that she wasn't always right.
right.
And so I think that's something that she recognized. And as long as we were able to present her with something that was valid, she always did that.
Right. But in essence, you feel like even though she may have made the final decision, you still have a voice in getting there. Gotcha.
I think I was somewhere in the middle as far as being raised and controlled. I mean, when I was young, I really wasn't a bad child. I wasn't, I don't know how to put it, but we were always like little dust right behind my mom. And it wasn't because we were bad or anything, but because that was our mother. And, of course, if I didn't want chicken with hot sauce, she'd be like, well, here, I get to pick in that sense.
Right.
But, I think I was somewhere in the middle. And, of course, that contributed to who I am now. I'm very comfortable with who I am. I don't feel like every time I do something in life, I have to ask her for her approval or her opinion or anything like that. But there are a lot of adults that are walking around worrying about what their mother is going to think of them if I do this. Is she going to approve? And sometimes even fathers.
Right.
Will they be okay with this? Do they approve? And even a lot of times when it comes to dating, when it comes to just major decisions in life. I understand, you know, you value your mom's opinion and whatnot, but sometimes you just have to make a decision on your own, because you have to realize that even when you do go to your mom, she's still going to give you her opinion based on what she has and what she knows.
Her experience.
Right. And if, you know, if new information has come out to basically replace old information or old ideologies, she's not going to take that into consideration because she's not even aware of it. So now you're basically living your life still based on something that your mom was, you know, telling you when you were a child. You're no longer a child, and like you're not living life the same way.
Right. I think it kind of depends on, you know, that transition when you're going from, you know, being a girl, being a boy, into manhood or into womanhood. What was that transition like for you? Were you able to make those decisions? If you weren't and you were reliant upon that parent to make decisions for you, you don't really know, you know, how to do those things for yourself. And something else I call, I don't think control should be looked at in a negative, like I had control because you were a bad child.
Right.
Like control in general, what school you would go to, what college you would attend, what type of person you would date, you know, what were you allowed to explore? Like I know a lot of young boys raised by my 17-year-old, a lot of young black boys were not allowed to explore things outside of basketball or football or the particular, you know, the stereotypical sports.
Yeah.
So control in all facets of life, you weren't able to even choose your own journey and explore and figure out what you like or what you didn't like. I remember a time where I was like, I don't even like that color. But because I was told this whole pink's pretty for a girl, I liked green. You know, I like to play in dirt or mud. Well, girls don't do that.
Exactly.
You know, those type of things are still control mechanisms.
Exactly.
And allowing you to explore your own journey.
Of course it is. Okay, so with us having talked about that a little bit, Miss Latira, we're going to shift to you. So you can go ahead and, you know, tell us a little bit about who you are and, you know, a little background about your book.
Okay. I want to say thank you guys for having me on the show. I am originally from Chicago.
Hey, Midwest in the
I
house.
know Midwest in the house.
Cabrini Green.
No, South suburbs of Chicago, and that's not to say anything bad about Cabrini Green.
Because that ain't where I'm
That's
from.
not where I'm from. South suburbs of Chicago, but I definitely love Atlanta as well. It's been wonderful being here. The book Baby Love actually came about 2 years ago, and I relaunched the book this beginning of September. And I was having a conversation with my friend in regards to just social media and how we see in the news so many young kids are committing suicide. They're getting bullied. All of the things that we see nowadays. And so I thought that this book was important for me to write. The there's on bullying, but it also teaches lessons in confidence, self-acceptance, and then it also helps young adults to navigate through difficult family issues, because in the book there is a situation where a father is temporarily gone from the household. And so I kind of touch on how that affects the family as a whole, some of the things that they go through individually and collectively in the book. And so I thought that that was kind of a message to get across to young adults, just to let them know that there are a lot of people that are going through those things. There aren't a lot of young adults that have the message or have something they can relate to and say that, you know, my parents just got a divorce. That's something that I can relate to. So,
Right.
Okay, well, we thank you for giving us that information about your book. We have to take a quick break. This is Soul Therapy Radio with Rubi and Terra here on Power 108.9. But when we come back, we will definitely know how you can order or purchase her book.
Okay, before you go out.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. So true. As mothers, we have to be sure not to put our person distrust on our children. Absolutely correct. Thank you, Maka. Hey, Cora. come back, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the root chakra and doing root work, very briefly. But then I also want you to tune in with like what you've been doing as a mother to kind of heal that part. So I'll start off with the root chakra, and then we can just kind of segue into that.
Okay.
And then after that, then we'll, talk about, your website.
Like a song about like parents.
Here's the understanding. That's a good one, though.
They sure don't.
DJ
Welcome back to Soul Therapy Radio with Rubi and Terra, and we are discussing that mothers don't always know best. Now, of course, with me being the chakra expert that I am, of course I had to bring this into the conversation some kind of way. From my experience with doing chakra consultations with my clients, I found that about 98%, it's not 100, but 98%, which is a lot, of people have an underactive root chakra. And pretty much with the root chakra, it's our survival chakra, so it's associated with whether or not we feel safe and secure while we're here, if we have purpose, and it has a lot to do with how we were raised.
Right.
And I have to tell people that with that particular chakra, it's really hard to heal and open that one because it's two-sided. On one side, you have to deal with ideologies, the way you were raised, any issues that you experienced as a child, but then on the flip side, you also have to, if you're a parent, you also have to consider whether or not you're doing that to your same child, if you're basically continuing the cycle.
Right.
So not only do you have to work on what you and your parents have been dealing with, but also what you and your children are dealing with. So Terra, come on now, come on.
We just talked about this, and Mike made mention of things that you have learned along the way as a parent that your parent taught you. But now, hindsight is 2020, you're like, wait a minute, that's not right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, when we just made this connection of then we were talking how I had to make the connection between what it really meant to emotionally and mentally support the child.
Mm-hmm.
And how I didn't get those things growing up, how the support was financial, a lot of financial support, but not mental and emotional support. So when I made the connection, like maybe 48 hours ago or something like that, it was like, wow, this transfer of energy, this subconscious thing, because in your conscious mind you'll say, I'm not going to raise my children this way because I was raised this way. My children will be able to do this subconsciously. Except you have not resolved and healed those things within yourself and how they impact you. You will subconsciously transfer that energy, that thought process, those belief systems, those techniques onto your children. And you're simultaneously doing this. This is the hardest part about it. You are trying to rectify and resolve in yourself the things you didn't get. But then ensuring that you're simultaneously giving them to your children. That piece right here, I have not mastered. I'm still working through it. But when you make those connections, now it's like you have to nurture the child that still lies within you.
Right.
You gotta do, if you're dealing with your root chakra or wherever that trauma lies or wherever that healing needs to take place, you have to do that within you, but then you have to also implement new behavior with the child. At the same time. So it's one of those things that we don't talk about, mothering pain, mothering through trauma, mothering through healing.
Right.
Healing. So for me, the best thing that I can do is make the identification. Go back to, oh, my mother didn't do this because her mother didn't do it, and her mother did it, her mother didn't do it. So I can't have the same expectation. And that's something, kind of get rid of that. It's not Leave It Leave. It's not Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's not the Cosby Show. Like,
Not at all.
It really don't work that
Y'all
way.
get that.
It really doesn't work that way.
I know it kind of looks easy on TV.
It does. The
Where you
30
just,
minute
hey,
sitcom.
let's sit down and talk about this.
Right.
And that is not how it looks.
I
That's
think
not how it goes.
having open dialogue with your children and
It's important.
It's very important in allowing them to say the things they need to say. We do Wednesday night. What are you getting, and what aren't you getting in this family? What do you need, and how we can support you?
Right.
That makes a huge difference. It ain't always easy, but taking that next step to try and implement something.
Right. So now we're just going to talk a little bit about some things that we got from our mothers that didn't necessarily work for us or didn't apply.
Right.
For me, what can I say? I really can't even think of anything. So I'll just think of one, for example, like religion, church. I brought it up earlier. Just because your mom went to church faithfully every single Sunday, and that's how she deals with things, that doesn't necessarily mean that's gonna work for you,
Right.
or that's gonna work for her children. Because they could subconsciously see her going to church every Sunday, but every other day of the week, she's going against that completely. They're noticing things. She's on the phone gossiping. She's doing this and she's doing that. But then you tell me to go to church, and it's just like,
It don't line up.
that don't make sense. And then, of course, as a child, or being her child, of course you're not gonna say nothing to her. The only thing you're going to be like is, I can't wait till I get older so I ain't got to, get up every Sunday and go to church with her, because that's not me. And in the church that you were going to as a child, you see this throughout the church. Because, of course, some of your family is there. So, of course, you're hanging out with some of these people when it's not Sunday, family functions and stuff like that, and you see this stuff. So that's one thing. I know your mama told you to go to church, but church ain't for everybody.
I think it's the audacity as parents. I know I grew up like this. It was like, you do what I say, you don't do what I do.
Yeah.
There's a contradiction there of, like you said, in church on Sunday, but Saturday night you include James. And so in my mind, I'm trying to
Uncle James.
Uncle James.
Yes.
I had to call him Uncle too. Too. So you're trying to rectify in your mind as a child, like, is this really appropriate behavior? So for me, what I learned that I know today is correct. It's like the manner in which I dealt in relationships with men, and being shown one thing, and the sacrifices that were being made, and again having to have that aha moment. I remember being told that certain levels of abuse were okay because he was paying the rent. Because he was providing financially. I remember having that moment as a grown woman, like, wait a minute. And it clicked why every other relationship had been like that. Because this is what I saw. Mr. Frank or Mr. James or Mr. whoever, if they were taking care of the household financially, they could do all these other things. And it's acceptable. So you got to start making those connections to why you do what you do.
And it's important that you do. But when we come back, we do have to take a little break, pay some bills, ain't that's what they say. But we'll be back so you can find out how to purchase Latira's book. But this is Soul Therapy Radio with Ruby and Terra here on Power 108.9. It's all in effective communication. Yes. That's what that is. How do you not offend your mom when having these types of conversations, when you want to talk to her about the mom that don't really work?
Or do you continue to let her think that she was right?
sometimes, depending on what it is. You know, if you know she don't have a heart attack after you give her this answer, you just might want to roll.
Yeah, mama, 2 + 2 is 5.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And you continue to live. Yes. Yes. But if it's something where, you know, some of us have that mom where she feels like she is always right, but she has this ego thing about her, and sometimes you just be wanting to cut her down anyway. I love you, but I cut you down. You know, that kind of thing.
It's something simple, like going outside with your hair wet.
Oh.
Catch a cold.
Oh.
You know, just little stuff like that where.
Girl, where your earbobs at? Oh, what? Your earbobs. Earrings? Yes. You have it like, you know, some mom like, you can't leave without your earrings on and without some makeup on.
Yeah.
Right. How is someone presenting itself to me? Like, really? But effective communication and you pick and choose.
Yeah. How major is it? How important is it really for you to set the boundary? This is my life.
Because what you gotta be careful doing is you can't kind of prove that she's wrong.
Right.
I think that's where you make a mistake.
Right. I know from like even for me with how put that having to make that decision between you are the criminal. I am the criminal. I'm gonna love your sister's support. I'm gonna jazz.
That's how it was with religion with my stepmom. That's how it was with my stepmom. I started clicking something like,
That's what
contradictions here. And then you start contradicting what your parents taught you. And then you get to a point where you're like, you know what, Mom, you're right.
for you.
You're right. Yep, you're right.
It works for you.
My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stir the pot.
Didn't mean to step cross
But
the
then when
line.
I talk to my child, my child is open to do what he pleases.
Yeah.
I want him to search.
Right.
I'm not telling him that this is right and this is wrong. I'm not doing that. You have a free mind to go whichever way you want to.
Exactly. And that's important. And I think,
What is this?
Ain't sound down.
I know all of it.
and welcome back to Soul Therapy Radio with Ruby and Terra here on Power 108.9. And we have special guests in the studio, Miss Latira Ford. So, Miss Latira, tell us where people can purchase your book.
My book is available on Amazon.com. The ebook is available on Kindle. Also, it's available on Barnes & Noble. If you have problems spelling my name, it's Latiera. Last name is Ford. If you have any inquiries or questions, you can email me at info@authorlatiraford.com.
And Latira, what, like, you're not having children, I found this to be very insightful and powerful. You have chosen to write a book for young children, but you yourself don't have any children. So how did that come about?
Because I have 2 nieces and 2 nephews that definitely, I know that they look up to me, and I wanted to be an example for them. I wanted to be someone that they can continue to look up to, and they're like my children that I don't have, and I wanted to just lay that foundation so that when I am able to have children, that's something that I've already started to do groundwork for, so that, you know, those issues can be addressed, it can be out, I can use that platform to make things better for my children.
Listen, shout out to the aunties. Y'all are very
Yes.
important.
The godmoms.
Yeah, the godmamas, the play aunties. The
Right.
Latira says she knows how important this is to not only her nephews, but children in general, and the children she will have in the future. So just let you know about that Baba mentality. We are all, you know, when we come across children, we are all responsible.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Even though I may not be a mother, I still may be a representative in during certain times. Whenever the mother is not there, or y'all have been walking through Walmart and you see a child over in the corner doing something they ain't got no business. Hey, put it back. That has to click in every now and then. It's a motherly instinct, even though I'm not a mother. I've gotten to the point I randomly hit people's kids. Not I don't do that. I ain't trying to get beat up by your mom. But I will give her an eye like.
I think you last week I saw y'all in the hall and have a conversation with them.
Yes.
They ain't mine, but they mine.
They needed some motherly guidance.
Absolutely.
But we had a question. What was the question?
Nikki
How
on Facebook said,
okay.
How do you not offend your mother when she isn't right or she wasn't right? How do you have that conversation with your mom?
That very good question. That is a very good question. But it's a combination of different things. One, you have to learn to effectively communicate. And when I say effectively communicate, even though you're speaking to her with particular intentions, you have to understand she's going to filter that information coming in her ears through her own experiences, her own understanding. So if she doesn't quite get what you're saying, it's okay. It's a conversation to be had and a certain way for it to be had. And then, Mike brought up a good point about when you're having this conversation, your end goal can't be to try and prove her wrong. Because you know how mamas feel. Oh, you calling me a lie? No, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. they
You lying.
Did you call me? What you saying? Sound like you saying, no, this is not what I'm saying. But it sounds like it. Oh, okay, Mom. You definitely don't want to take that approach. And then, of course, your mom. Some stuff you can talk to her about and some stuff you can't.
Right.
If you feel like what you're going to bring up is going to completely sever y'all's relationship, you might not want to bring it up. But if it's something like, for instance, mamas don't wear white after Labor Day. And it's just like, who made that up?
Right.
Like, why?
Yeah. Some stuff is just
automatically.
It's so petty.
Right.
That it's not even worth a conversation. And then you gotta know that this is a different era and time. So what was right for them, 30, 40, 50 years ago may just not be right for you current day.
Stockings and slips.
Listen. All day long. I seen a lady the other day like, sis, no. But that's what's right for them. And so we have to pick and choose your battles. That Serenity said when they get older, they lose control over their children. And that transition for our parents when we start to become adults and start to make our own decisions. Like my mother still today, if allowed, she would make sure that I was in the bed tucked in. She would call and make sure all her children is good. And so as a grown woman, I'm responsible for setting the boundary. I'm responsible for saying, this is my home or these are my children. And I don't have to do it nasty. You don't even have to be nasty nice, but this is the boundary. I need to respect the boundary. As a woman, as a grown woman who's self-sufficient, paying her own bills, ain't calling me that's the woman.
Exactly.
I have to make these decisions for my children. And I need to respect that.
Right. Because they use that. This is my house. I pay these bills. Don't be slamming
no
doors. Don't be no light bulbs. And you be like, oh, but you right though.
But it's a certain
Don't need
level
it
of
open and I'm
control.
shut up.
It's a certain level of control that they no longer have over us. I think being able to accept that we're no longer children in that regard, that's tough. It's tough.
Hey, Takira. So, Latira, is there anything that your mom taught you or told you that you feel like doesn't apply to you anymore or didn't apply?
Did you have a conversation? Did you tell her?
Have a conversation.
I don't think there's anything in the forefront of my mind that she told me that doesn't apply today. I think what's really going to be to do is just be my own person and just go after whatever it was that I wanted to do. So she kind of let me be true to myself. And I've been down many different avenues of goals and dreams and things that I wanted to do. And she was pretty much supportive of those things. I say that, everything that I want to do, she said, okay, go ahead and do
about their dreams through us.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, they want us to do things a certain way, things that they may not have gotten or they may weren't able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, you got the mother or the father who was a basketball star, didn't make it, now right, gym 50 hours a week because you're still
Juggling
trying
basketball,
to, right,
five
but that's
basketball.
not even Ray Ray's goal, you know, but because you didn't get to do so, you know, you are forcing those things upon your children.
Mm-hmm.
And it influences the decisions that you try to make.
Right, especially as adults. And then what we don't realize is here we are 20, 30, 40, and 50 years later, and it's just like, now you have to see a therapist. Now you don't know how to effectively manage your own feelings, your own emotions, your own thoughts, and here you are, and it's just like, why I gotta heal?
Right, and how do I heal?
Exactly. But everybody, this has been Soul Therapy Radio with Ruby and Terra, and we've been discussing that unfortunately mother doesn't always know best. But we'd like to thank you all for sitting here with us today. We really appreciate you. And
when we come back, Ruby was about to exit the whole
right, I was, because I was like, oh, I can't see no time. I can't see. But I do want to kind of talk about miseducation and stuff and what that is. When we come back here on Soul Therapy Radio with Ruby and Terra on Power 108.9. Yeah, we all about to go home. All right.
There you go. Perfect.
I'm ready with it. We came in, I'll be ready to go. No, he was trying to get your attention.
Oh,
No,
I didn't see it.
It sounds funny.
Oh, yeah. Because I said so.
That's
yeah.
He was trying to grab your attention.
Oh.
But see, you can't, I can see.
Right, and I'm like,
I'm doing this, I'm trying not to
but yeah, what we're going to do when we come back. Thank you there. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, y'all.
This screen, I got that screen.
Yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in. So, Therapy Radio with Ruby and Terra, and we just talking about
Motherhood.
yes.
Mothers
Your
don't
mama
always
lied
know
to
best.
our mama said us when we was little.
Look, somebody gonna let them.
Right, but we not gonna tell them that. We not gonna tell them that.
Chime in on Instagram. What do y'all think about the logic? Because I said so.
Yeah. Facebook.
Chime on.
We did have a question, you know, or a comment. You know when you was little and your mama told you to do something and you like, why I gotta do that? She said, because I said so. And of course you kind of paused before you was like, okay, you right, but that don't make sense though, because she said so. What do y'all think about that? That's mama logic. Mama logic. Anything that your mama said that you didn't quite get because you was a child, that's mama logic. But then as an adult, when you become a mama, then that's when you figure it out.
Right.
Mama logic.
Right. Right.
This is, as a parent, do you have to respond? Or should you?
I feel like they don't feel like they have to respond.
But should you?
Sometimes. I mean,
I have. So I have come to
Okay. Mama
Me
logic.
personally, all parents, I think you do kids a
I
disservice
think you
when don't.
need to, because then they grow up feeling like they don't have to get an explanation for other people of why somebody says, well, you should, well, why? And then you feel some type of way if that person said, because I said so. But you ain't no mama though. That don't, you need to give me an explanation for me to understand.
I think if you truly
Mama logic.
Mama lied. Because I said so.
that's right. I know you did.
And welcome back to Soul Therapy Radio. We good over here. We're on Power 108.9. But we do have a question. It's called Mama. It's a question about mama logic. When you asked your mama a question and the reason that she gave you was, because I said so. Did y'all understand that? Or do you feel like it was right for them to say, you know, because I said so, you feel like they should give you an explanation when you ask the question. And they say, because I said so. You know, of course, when we were little and mama told us, well, you need to do this. And you're like, why? And she said, because I said so. Now, I will say this for the moms. You know, some kids have a habit of asking 50 million questions, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And at some point, because I said so, you know, and it's just like, okay, that shut up. So you stop asking. Excellent point. And that does and, you know, that may actually start, be the beginning of where some of our subconscious negative thoughts about ourselves begin. Right. Like, you know, first break, I stated that I want to talk about miseducation itself. And sometimes that starts with our mother. Because even though we want to go right, she pushes us left. And we start going left and we start living left. Right, because we think that's who we are. And then as you get older, it's just like, but that's not really who I am. So you're miseducated about who you are by your mom. Because she never allowed you to actually do things that you really wanted to do, or think things that you really wanted to think, or ask questions about things that you really wanted to ask questions about. Right.
Not having someone explain to you their logic and why the choices were good. Just because I said so. Or that second guess your own thoughts, your own logic. And should we be explaining to our children why we are making?
I absolutely think we should.
Is it because for discussion?
Yeah, I think so. Because it's just like, don't be telling me to do something or not do something because you don't even know why. Like, do you really know why? Or is this because someone told you? And it's whenever you don't know the answer.
It's a
right.
default answer when you don't know. I remember when Marciano was 12 and he came to me with questions about religion and God and Jesus and the devil. And I had to pause. And I was getting ready to give him the standard answer. I had been given. In that moment, I realized I didn't know. Like, I really didn't know, and I had to be honest, I don't know.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
It's power in saying, I don't know.
Right.
Don't say just because I said so, when the reality is the default answer to I don't know. You don't even know why.
Right.
You know?
It's because you just
Control, power.
Right, yeah. We have a comment on Facebook from Portland. Thanks, Portland. Parents should give an explanation, but they don't have to. And that's that old school. Do what I say and not like that's
right. So again, identifying the social belief systems and logic that have hindered your child. Without a shadow of a doubt, Facebook is also chiming in. My mother would take my achievements for granted, so not give me praise, not acknowledgement, but then on the phone brag to other friends.
oh she did that.
But taking the achievement for herself. Right. I did this. I'm the reason why Michael got that trophy at school.
Right.
But didn't praise or support or love on Michael.
Girl, that's a whole nother bag can. A whole nother bag
I was
can.
on a break.
Right.
I wanted these things for my life. So subconsciously, I did get those things for various reasons. Sometimes we blame our children. I had kids when I was 19.
Yeah.
So I needed to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm living those
Through you.
untapped gifts or untapped dreams through my children. And I don't see them up to par, or even when they do, reach that level.
That's mine.
It's mine.
It belongs to me. Girl, I will say that my mom, I love you, Mom. This ain't no, this ain't to us or nothing like that. But, of course I graduated from high school, then I graduated from college. My mama took my high school diploma and said, this is mine. The college one belongs to you. And I'm like, but it got my name on it. It got my name on it. Even though when I walked up there to get it, the principal jacked up my name, but it's still mine. But then, just recently, we just recently moved. And she found, oh, here, you can have that now. Oh, you done? You
done with it now? You done
Like,
with it?
It's mine. Oh, okay, thanks, Mom. Thanks. But yeah, girl, what
they
it
just chimed
say?
in. Oh, they just chimed
What
in,
did
y'all.
they
That's
say?
a good one. Your mother is a very. What about when your mom is a very highly opinionated person? She likes to blast other people for what they do and don't do right by their children or just in general. But then in public, she presents herself as more forgiving. She's nice. She's well mannered. But
Girl.
behind the scenes,
She talking about everybody
listen,
and what they doing. Your mama got some healing to do. A lot. That's some personal stuff going on.
she
Yeah,
said,
you
y'all
know.
are lifted in Jesus' precious name. She said, we need Jesus over here. She said, we need Jesus. We need Jesus. Because you know what? These kind of conversations make
Don't.
people uncomfortable, especially when
Yeah.
you come from an old school way of thought. You bring shame upon the family. Like, I would hear people say, "So, Mama, I ain't trying to, talk bad about you, but you putting that space in between because you're still afraid to acknowledge what transpired or what you didn't get or whatever the case may be. And it's like it's not a public shame. It's just you being honest.
Right, and then what we also too have to consider is that because nobody ever comes at mom like that, mom don't know how to accept that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mama needs some practice on that. Okay. And this is Soul Therapy Radio with Rubi and Terra, and we've today been talking about that mother doesn't always know best. But when we come back, we will continue this conversation because this is a good conversation. I know y'all enjoying it. We enjoying it. So make sure you come back. Soul Therapy Radio with Rubi and Terra here on Power 108.9. Girl, that part. Okay. Hey, everybody on Facebook.
Thank you for making sure
Shout out to everybody tuning in on Facebook and Instagram. And if you will listen to us live, we appreciate you. We really do. Soul Therapy Radio with Rubi and Terra is back here on Power 108.9. And today we have been discussing that mother doesn't always know best. We have Miss Latira Ford in the studio with us. Make sure you go to Amazon.com and look for Baby Love and go ahead and support a sister. We gotta support each other. Buy the book. It talks about bullying and experiences that our children are dealing with, and it helps them through that. So why not? It's the holiday season. Why not buy the book? Buy a couple of books. Give them out as gifts. Do that.
And if you don't have children, buy the book and hand them out to the school.
Right.
Hey, listen.
Exactly. It's needed. So we can talk about bullying. But definitely today we have definitely touched on a very sensitive subject. We weren't trying to talk about y'all mama. We're not trying to put you against your mama, nothing like that. Because we definitely love the mamas when they can cook and, when we want to just lay up on them, even if it's only for 24 hours. And then after it's like, all right, mom, that's enough. You know how we get. Y'all love you, but I got to go. Because if I stay here, we're going to start going back and forth. And what Lil Duval say? I ain't going back and forth with you, mama. Not today. But we definitely want you to be sure that you tune in to our next show, Soul Therapy Radio with Rubi and Terra, here on Power 108.9. We love you.
Thank y'all for joining us.
Peace.
I've been on a